Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
The wind has been brisk today, but it's quiet. Still, it sounds like we're in for some changes that'll bring a tough couple of weeks. Hutch, any changes happening tonight?
Well, we'll see the clouds continue for many of us here in the valley, but one of the changes is the wind should begin to decrease as we get a little bit closer to sunset. As far as the radar is concerned, we're fairly quiet, but we do have clouds across the valley. In Fargo, temperatures have been falling since the early afternoon, and we'll continue that trend into the 20s under cloudy skies, with the wind decreasing after the 9 o'clock hour under 10 miles per hour. Grand Forks, likewise, decreasing wind, temperatures in the mid-20s by bedtime tonight. Now, Andrea, there is a chance for winter's return, and it lasts for quite a while. And in fact, some good measurable snow possible for travelers on Friday into Saturday. I'll have the latest on that and update you on our extended stretch of winter weather.
Okay, thanks, Hutch.
You bet.
Fargo Public Schools says it will not require students to make up a recent snow day. The district says after reviewing the North Dakota Century Code and taking other factors into account, students will not have to make up the snow day from March 5th. So now Fargo students will not have school on Thursday, April 26th. An email was sent to parents in the district. 3 men may be facing a year behind bars and a $1,000 fine after being charged with stealing a North Fargo man's Christmas tree. The incident happened a few weeks before Christmas. Paul Vogel's 20-foot tree was chopped down in the middle of the night from the family's farmstead. On New Year's Day, Vogel found what looked like pieces of his tree in the back of a pickup. He then followed the pickup and saw the driver and passengers. 20-year-old Benjamin Shepard and 19-year-old Brett Braceth of Fargo, along with 19-year-old Kyle Broughton of Portland, North Dakota, are all charged with recklessly causing loss. Grand Forks police are hoping to take a bite out of crime by offering a $1,000 reward for information leading to the arrest of a suspect in a string of recent burglaries. Since January 1st, there have been 23 residential burglaries that generally happened between 5 p.m. and 10 p.m. Police say the suspects usually get in by kicking open the back door of the house. The majority of these burglaries have happened north of Demers, between North 20th South and North 3rd Street, and in an area north of 19th Avenue South, between South 20th Street and Reeves Drive. Anyone with information can contact the Grand Forks Police Department. A train derailment in southeastern North Dakota has crews busy cleaning up. 4 cars on the train derailed, and the 7 other cars of corn tipped over last night in Oaks, North Dakota, which is in Dickey County. Officials say the accident happened about 7 p.m. and may have been caused by the spring thaw. There were no injuries or additional property damage. It's expected the cleanup will be done by tonight and the cars up by tomorrow. A municipal well and water tower have been shut down in the Washington County community of Lake Elmo because of high chemical levels. City officials say new information from state health officials about excess levels of perfluorochemical, or PFC, caused them to take the well and water tower offline. The city says water pressure will be increased in 2 other wells to compensate for the loss. The state and the Maplewood-based corporation settled a lawsuit last month for $850 million over the company's discharge of the PFCs into groundwater for many years. A local mom makes a scary discovery. Her 9-year-old daughter was being solicited online. Older men were asking her child for nude pictures and dirty details. She called our Whistleblower Hotline to warn others about chathour.com. Valley News Team's Veronica Marshall has her story and the surprising reaction the mom says she received from law enforcement.
She knew the rules, the stipulations, and everything about using the phone and inappropriate things. We've forewarned her about that many times.
Nicole Hammond has strict rules for how her children interact with social media. She limits their time, she takes their phones at night, and she checks up on their accounts. But earlier this week, she saw a notification on her 9-year-old daughter's account that worried her.
Chathour.com I was familiar with simply because her 11-year-old friend had been using it. And I discovered there was some rather inappropriate content, some very explicit messages that should not by any means be sent to a 9-year-old child.
Chathour.com is a free online chat room, and as long as users say they're at least 13 years old, they can chat and share pictures with anyone else on the site.
They would ask you very personal questions like, how old are you? What do you look like? What are you wearing?
I went through to find the thread where they'd asked for nude pictures or they had asked for her to talk dirty to them. Instantly, like, I got sick to my stomach. My gut reaction was, oh my God, you know, who else has she been talking to?
Hammond started chatting with one of the men to see what would happen.
He proceeded to follow through with the inappropriate lewd comments and kept asking for pictures, prompting my daughter, who was me actually, to go into the bathroom while she was at school to take pictures of herself to send to him.
That's when she contacted the sheriff's office. Hammond says at first it felt like her concern was brushed off, but after persisting, she was contacted by a detective and the case is now active. Deputies say crimes like this happen all the time.
I would say every day we get phone calls from a parent that has discovered something on their phone, or, you know, people worried about someone communicating with them, things like that from these apps. So I would say every day we receive complaints. It is difficult to track people down because a lot of these people will use Wi-Fi. We do deal with international issues, difficult to, track overseas where an IP address, the computer address is.
Now, Hammond says parents have to be extra vigilant to keep their families safe.
Your kid could be sitting there with headphones on their head, think they're listening to music, thinking they're on YouTube.
In Deer Creek, Minnesota, Veronica Marshall, Valley News Live.
Chathour.com responded to our request for information about its security measures for children. It says, quote, "We do have several measures when it comes to members under 18. Our measures keep changing over time, too. We are probably one of the rare sites that allowed changing your birthdays only once because many underage members kept changing their age because they felt that we were too strict with them." For more of Chathour's statement and resources on how to keep your family safe, visit our website, valleynewslive.com. If you need help uncovering fraud and corruption in your community, call our Whistleblower Hotline, 237-6576, and leave your tip. A member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work to expose the truth. A performance audit shows there's a need for improvements at the North Dakota Veterans Home in Lisbon. A state auditor released a performance report stating that about 1/3 of the Veterans Home basic care beds are empty, that management has shut down a portion of the facility, and employees have not received a performance evaluation within the last year. The state auditor says the Veterans Home needs to ask for help to figure out demand for the facility and the most effective use of the building. For a full view of the report, click the link attached to this story. A Fargo 8th grader will represent North Dakota in the Scripps National Spelling Bee in Washington, D.C. in late May. Toby Sharunke from Ben Franklin Middle School outlasted dozens of other spellers to win the state bee on Monday in Bismarck. Sharunke correctly spelled millibars to win the bee in the 14th round. We will be right back after this.